Hey, howdy, friends. It's Steve DePoe here with the Rose Realty team with this week's real estate vlog from North Texas. Today, home seller tips, playing off of our idea about helping you get your home ready to sell in 2025. So first, declutter and depersonalize. Hey, we've talked about this before in past vlogs, but it obviously is worth repeating. So you create a neutral space in your home. Your whole home is sort of neutral, kind of bland, if you will, where potential buyers can envision their stuff and themselves living in your house. One of the things that this isn't the first time you've heard this, but once you make that decision to move on and to sell your home, two things happen. Number one, it's a business decision. So what we have to do is we have to do the right things. We have to do those business things in order to help sell your house quickly and at the highest price. And so declutter and personalization is one of them. Second, and it kind of sounds somewhat like nasty, I guess, but once you make that decision, your house isn't yours anymore. There's steps, there's a process, there's procedures that we have to follow. When I say we, I mean you and us, right? To walk to the processes and procedures to sell your home quickly and at the highest dollar amount. And part of that is that decluttering and depersonalization of your home, so people can come in and say, "Hey, I can see my stuff there. I can see my couch over there. I can see the dining room set over here, my kid, etc." And so declutter and depersonalization, you take down sort of as many family pictures as possible. You put up some maybe general, pictures you had in a closet someplace, those types of things, so that people don't necessarily see your family on the wall and don't necessarily see, your books about, hey, visiting Africa or visiting the Hawaiian Islands. They see just kind of bland stuff. Second, you make the necessary repairs. So you address minor repairs like leaky faucets, chipped paint, squeaky doors, that kind of thing. I give this example a lot. Herb Kelleher, the founder of Southwest Airlines, he had this kind of way back when you could still smoke on an airplane, right? Way back when he had this kind of saying that if a passenger got on the plane and found cigarette butts in the ashtray and the arm of the seat that he was in, that translated to him that the Southwest Airlines didn't do maintenance on the engine, and the engine was going to fall off. What he really meant by that is if we don't take care of the little things, the little visible things to our clients, in those cases the passengers, then what's behind the scenes in the engines and the airframe structure and the controls and all of that, or the education of our pilots, what's behind the scenes on those major things, if we're not paying attention to the little things that are, again, visible. So same thing here. If you walk in and you hear a squeaky door and you hear a drippy faucet, then what else is kind of wrong? Okay, if you, the homeowner, or the homeowner can't repair those little tiny minor things, okay, or isn't taking care of those tiny minor things, then what is wrong with the major things? Then what is wrong with the hot water heater and the air conditioning system and the foundation? Okay, so it translates to that. Hey, before we move on, do us a favor if you could, and and subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's www.youtube.com/at moving to Dallas, Texas. You do that, you get access to all of these vlogs, about how to fix your home, how to update, how to get ready for a sale in 2025, and eventually we'll get to obviously, hey, how to buy a home and make a bid and make an offer on a home in 2025 as well. But you'll be able to see this vlog, past vlogs when we post, we're walking through homes and we're doing tapings on homes, etc. And so, hey, it'll be great if you can subscribe. You'll end up being what I like to think is the smartest person in your neighborhood. You'll be the first one with this knowledge, and you'll be the one whose house sells first as opposed to everybody else's. So appreciate you for doing that, and we thank you for supporting us over these years. Hey, next is stage your home. Okay. Hey, we've talked about this before. As part of decluttering, we want to stage the home. We want to make sure that the pathways are easy to walk through, that maybe a chair or a couch is arranged so that it highlights the backyard or highlights the pool or whatever, so that people have a the grand view of the house and not focusing on, there's 17 chairs in the family room, type of thing, or what have you. And so we want to stage the home. We want to make sure it looks professional. And there's a lot of do-it-yourself kind of techniques that we want to make you aware of, and that we deploy ourselves along with our professional stager that we bring in. And so we want to make sure that the house shows well, is staged well, so that we give ourselves and you the best opportunity to sell, excuse me, to sell your house quickly. Set a competitive price. Hey, we kind of talked about that last week, right? So we want to make sure that your house is priced competitively, not too high, where it's just going to sit on the market for a while, or not too low, where you're not going to get the most amount of a value out of your house in your pocket, so you can move it on to the next home, right? So as agents, we want to do our research. We want to do comparative analysis. We want to get all the facts and figures together so that when we price your house, we know you're going to get the most for it as possible. And lastly, enhance the marketing efforts. So as a real estate team, what we want to do is we want to do high quality photos and high quality videos and essential online information on listings. What we do is we will advertise on Facebook and MLS and Google and our internal listing services, and not only for Keller Williams and Flower Mound, but also Keller Williams worldwide. We'll advertise on Instagram. I mean, we just advertise all over the place. We actually spend a fair amount of money on advertising for our listing clients, so that their house gets the most exposure possible. We don't believe that in terms of selling or listing your home, that there is any such thing as too much exposure in terms of selling your home. We want as many people to know that maybe the person seeing your home in Google on Google in down the street or the next county over, maybe they don't want to buy it, but maybe they have a friend. Okay, and it can say, "Hey, did you see this? Did you see this advertisement or this marketing campaign for this house over here?" And they'll give them that information, and then potentially they'll come and buy the house. So we want to have as much exposure for your house as possible, so that you can move on and get on with your life as quickly as possible, and not have to sit there worrying, kind of wringing your hands, saying, "Oh, am I going to or when are we going to sell a house, or when are we going to get an offer that's acceptable?" So that is home seller tips, basically for selling your house. Next week, we're going to talk about local market trends, and we're going to focus on Denton County. However, these trends that we're talking about actually are good for North Texas, overall. So Dallas and Fort Worth and North. And so it's all good information. Again, building on the concept of 2025 is the time to move forward. Hey, this is Steve. I am with the Rose Realty team. So long.